This information was never designed to reach people like you. They built the system assuming you'd never figure this out. This wasn't meant to be public knowledge, but here we are.
Did you know that if you close your mouth, you can actually shut up and not give your opinion that no one asked for? Crazy how the human body works.
Did you know mortgages treat your future labor, meaning your physical working efforts, like a financial asset? When you sign that mortgage agreement, you're not borrowing the bank's money. You're offering up 30 years of your life energy in exchange for a house. Your signature becomes a promissory note, and the bank uses that to create credit out of thin air, like turning your promise to pay into a lottery ticket they cash instantly. Then what? They slice that promise into pieces, bundle it into securities, and sell it on the market. The bank gets paid up front, while you spend the next 3 decades repaying a loan they already sold. That's like selling your milk cow, collecting the cash, then still making you show up and milk it every day. Your future work equals their instant profit. But here's where it gets twisted. But if you and I try doing the same thing as an employee, let's say you've got a signed contract with an employer to work for the next 5 years. Shouldn't you be allowed to place that contract of labor into a trust, protecting your future earnings, just like the bank securitizes your debt? Seems fair, right? But no. If you try it, they say it's tax avoidance. They say you can't assign your income to a trust without still paying the full income tax, even though what you're assigning is your future labor. Let's break down what a trust is. No legal jargon, just straight talk. A trust is a legal container for holding stuff, like money, property, shares, for someone else's benefit. Think of it like this. A trust is like a lunchbox. You, the settler, put the food in. The lunchbox is handed to someone else, the trustee, who holds it and follows instructions. The food isn't for the trustee, it's for the beneficiary, the person you packed lunch for. Simple, right? The trustee is legally responsible for looking after what's in the lunchbox, not eating it. They can only open it, serve it, or move it around based on the rules you set. Bottom line? So let's get this straight. Banks can package your promise to pay into a tradable asset, but you can't package your promise to work in a way that benefits you? That's like saying the farmer can sell your eggs before they're laid, but you can't even eat your own omelette unless you pay a fee. It's a double standard that benefits institutions and penalizes individuals. Here's the deeper issue. The tax system sees your labor not as your property, but as something the state has first dibs on. You're not taxed on profit. You're taxed on existence. You get paid, they take a slice before you touch it. Try to use a trust, and they block it. They say trusts are for passive income, not active. But why? If your future labor is valuable enough for a bank to profit from today, then surely you should be able to structure that value legally for your own benefit. Out-of-the-box proposal, let's flip the table. Let's reimagine trust law to work for the worker, not just the wealthy. Let me break it down. 1. Labor trusts for employees. Allow workers to assign their employment contracts into a discretionary trust. The trust receives wages, pays for essentials, housing, food, education, then distributes the rest as income, like a personal family company, but for the worker's labor, not business. 2. Tax-free threshold. Increase for trust assignments. Let workers use trusts tax-free for income up to a cap, for example, $50,000, giving workers the same tools that companies and landlords enjoy. 3. Securitization rights for individuals. If banks can sell your mortgage as an asset, why not let workers tokenize their guaranteed labor income and raise capital against themselves, tax-deferred? Think of it like crowdfunding your own career, legally. 4. Trust-based income protection models. Just like pensions are held in a trust, why not expand the model for people working on long-term contracts or project-based work? Final thought. The current system is like a casino where the house bets with your chips. They use your labor as collateral, then tell you you don't own the chips to play your own hand. Banks securitize your future earnings. Governments tax your present earnings, and you're left with just enough to survive, not build. Maybe it's time the rules were rewritten. Let workers place their labor into trust, the exact same way banks trust your debt. That's not tax evasion, that's justice. A trust separates ownership from control, and that's the power play. It's like owning a car, handing the keys to someone else, but setting the rules on where they can drive, when, and for who. You're not giving up the car, you're just managing how it's used, with legal backing. So here's the punchline. If you're allowed to place your house, your land, or your shares into a trust, why not your labor, meaning your signed employment contract? Remember, your signature is the value asset here. Put your employment contract into a trust and legally direct where your income goes, before income tax touches it. Same labor, same value, just protected. That's not tax evasion. That's playing the same game the wealthy do. If this breakdown has got you thinking, great. Maybe now you're starting to think differently about what's possible. And that's the point. It starts with conversations like this. Then it's about asking the right questions, the ones they hope you never ask. Because who knows what happens next if this conversation spreads? If social media carries the weight and people wake up en masse? Ideas are contagious. And once they catch fire, there's no putting them out.